Thanks for staying with us. So this morning we'll be discussing one of the stories we read in the papers, the newspapers, where the UK government were complaining that they are likely to put restrictions on Nigerians who are moving abroad, especially because the numbers of those coming in is at par with the number of the dependents, almost as par as the number of the dependents they bring along with them. And the question is, even now you say, make we come with them, we come and study. Most of them who are going to study, who can even afford, are not children, they're adults who are grown, who have worked here, and they're willing to go study abroad. And now, you want them to come, you say you want them to come without their family, their loved ones. That's the conversation. How do we maybe advise either ourselves or the UK government to understand that we're Africans, we have to go with our family? What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-39-076-948. You can also tweet to us at TVC. Can I please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweet? What are your thoughts on this? Let me start with you, BC, because I like us to look at this on 360.
Okay.
And 360 in the sense that also from the perspective of the average British person. You're a citizen, you're paying your taxes. And you've been paying your taxes, or your parents have been paying taxes, your generations have been paying taxes. And now the government of the day has said, we're opening up our borders
to other people.
Other people coming in. And they're coming in. And when they come in, you're probably seeing it as a strain on your own amenities that you get. You know, your resources. So the line in the hospitals are longer because, oh, there are more people queuing up to come and there are more kids in the hospital because immigrants have brought their own children. Or, you know, there's so many competition, or your son who was running for, who was a medical doctor, is not having to do with the fact that there are many Africans coming in and what he was expected to be salary has been reduced because there are more people, you know. So there's so many factors because we don't see it. We just see that we're going to the UK, we're going to the UK. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think the UK should reconsider putting restrictions, or do we as a people reconsider going to the UK, or should find other countries to go to?
Must we go to other countries? You know, what I see is see finish, what we call see finish. When you open your doors to a visitor who doesn't know when to stop. I used to watch this movie back in the day. Is it A New Masquerade? There's this particular character, Nati. Nati comes to the house to meet Zebediah, and before you invite him to eat, he has washed his hands. He has finished the food. You don't even have to invite. Once he sees you eating, he comes in, washes his hands. That's just the case. Now, the UK government would likely be feeling a strain on their resources because they are wondering in their head, if you're applying to come to school, do you have to come with all your descendants at the same time? And what happens is when they now come, they don't have the adequate papers and they're hiding. So we gave one person a work visa, or maybe a couple, so that one person is working and one person is studying and all that. And before we realize it, the sister is there, the brother is there, the children are there, everybody's just coming in and they don't have the requisite papers. I'm sure if all of them come in through the right channel with the requisite papers, the UK government may not have this much of an issue. I think it's part of it now. We see people who just have work visa or student visa. They go there and all their generation comes and they refuse to come back.
That's extreme cases.
Okay.
But I want us to go to the real cases.
Yes, now.
You have applied. Your husband is a dependent.
Why is
they are complaining. They're already complaining that it is you that we gave visa for student visa. You're already applying. Now, at the point of application, the government, the UK government sees that you have a husband.
Okay.
And they must allow the husband to go. So in their own request for skilled labor,
they have to
should they not consider that this skilled labor is not a child?
But the problem is, it's not one person you are bringing. You are bringing more relatives. If it's just your
allowed to bring more,
and that's why they are complaining now. So if I gave you 1,000 work visas, and then I have 1,000 adequate, as in a double of what I've given to you. And you are not the only country that I've been given to. They mentioned India. India is still larger than us as we speak. But they have fewer people coming in because most of their people want to just finish the school and come back home. So as people are coming, people are returning. But that's not the case. Once you settle in the UK, that is where you want to have all your children. That's the end for you. You don't even want to see your country anymore. That's where the problem is. So and I know that they make a lot of money from Nigerians. Let's not even lie about it. They are benefiting, but they may be reviewing it to say, this benefit, are you sure it's working for our system right now?
Because this money from Nigeria, because sometimes I think we overhype overhype this thing, or we overestimate how much money they're making for. Yes, they open their, but
They're making money.
yeah, how many countries are there? Is it only you that are paying money for?
We are many.
But let me come see
Auntie, So UK sat down. They just sat down, minding their own business, and then they issued a policy that allows couples to come and allows one to go to school, and for every admission that you get, not be said it was a policy that thinkers arrived at, that coming for your admission, if you can pay this X amount of money and you can show X amount of money in your account, they can allow you coming with your spouse who can then work. It was a policy for couples, and you can come in with your dependents and then arrive at it. So Nigerians now started finding the money. Because we know how to do whatever we want to do well. We found the monies, we found the bank balances, we got the admissions, we paid tuition, because for most of them, you pay full tuition. For some of them, they'll give you 2-3 working days while your spouse can hustle whatever. And if your spouse can hustle on speed, no problem. But UK say you can come. Then suddenly, fast forward, UK say, Nigeria, we check the list of everybody that
Not
we
too
give.
many.
Oh, not too come.
Not too many.
After UK has arrived at, number one, they've made revenue. Number two, they've gotten cheaper labor.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
whether you like it or not be British people who can't go, they do the other work.
No, it's doctors. Oh. We are talking doctors. No, sorry.
Other
I'm talking about
we're
school.
not professional.
No, I'm
you
talking
know, I
about
said that says for
schools.
admission
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the spouse
work.
work.
Yeah,
I'm mixing
for
it
the
up.
Meaning is that cheaper labor, somebody that will go and work also.
It's not labor, it's school
calm
now.
down.
It's cheap labor they
When
want.
they go school, not work. Even if they allow you work, is a few hours. But the spouse,
We slave.
or school,
Yeah.
go sishe, shana wale, shishe dada. Then suddenly, you can now, that policy they were thinking, they now say, we too come. They should try. You know what they're doing? When you can
Tell us, Nima, what are they doing? You're the consular general.
when they need to explain to their own
People.
citizens why they're no longer being able to meet up, they don't consider the hatred they will start. They will say, no, because we opened this immigration policy that Nigerians overused, they'll put a country to it. That's why, our facilities and infrastructures are now overwhelmed. So suddenly, they're not going to think and say racism will start.
Can't start.
And another British should now say, go back to Africa. They are overused. Have they not thought of the entire, this thing as a complex thing? That's how we arrive at it. They will start it, then you have your citizens going to block. So
Why do we do like this, Nima? When in this kind of issue, we don't look inwards. Now them we do policy. You don't tell yourself. Why are you carrying the whole village? Why you do they go? Why?
See me, Nima. I don't blame Nigerians.
Why?
Ours no good. Our side no good. Now one thing, you go choose. But if UK were to start a policy, they should not encourage racism by this kind of comments. You see, this newspaper, not be only...
That's you jumping. No, that's you jumping to conclusion that you turn to racism. It doesn't have
history. Moreover, I'm not telling you things that I made up. I'm telling you things that have been tested
You're jumping to
and
conclusions.
Nigerians have gone through over time. Take a mic round UK.
UK
Ask
now,
every
and ask
average
them.
Nigerian.
Yeah.
You see you in the paper yesterday.
Test their
on
pulse,
Twitter.
yeah.
Nigerians saying they have experienced racism abroad. And the UK government think issuing a statement like this is just telling our people why our facilities are overwhelmed.
No, I don't.
But now you tell us
They are very. Listen.
the time when Aseme will not come. Nigerians sat down.
Nima,
I don't tell you what happened
we'll come to the example
in the early 2000s, because my friends rushed at it. UK masters, everybody started looking for money. This one of my paddy found this money, went for his masters, left his family here, spent a few years. Then UK now said they are returning people that have done masters. When this person has gotten a job.
Hey.
And suddenly the boy lands here. Before he found his foot again. They don't measure these things. It is okay to migrate. And it is okay for countries. Then they come here. We know they displaced person here. Our own facilities to
I beg, leave that one. Let's come back. Wait, the point I didn't want you to assume.
I did not make any
Wait, let me finish.
Everything I have said.
And I let you talk. Let me talk. What I'm saying is that let us not jump to, let me change my word. Let's not jump to conclusion that this is a factor for racism. It could be. But there are several factors that lead to racism.
Mariah.
It's not one of it.
So
the point, let me finish now. The point of this conversation is we as a people are saying there are two factors. You as a people are deciding to go. If you go, can we borrow a leaf from either India? What's the other country that does it? Where
Yes.
they are going, get the skill, get the education, and come back home.
Yeah.
That is one
Let
option.
me find you a softer.
The other option is now you carrying your whole family
We'll
and
leave
going.
UK. Let's find a softer way to see it. So, xenophobia happened in South Africa. We asked. These ones are verifiable facts. Nigerians are coming in, taking over our businesses, taking over our... They said...
Ordinary Ghana said the same thing now.
No, they said we even marry their women. We say we like hard work. We are taking over everything. It starts with one comment. Worst case is that it starts from government. That's what UK have done.
Okay, thank you.
So let me bring this back home a bit. I remember growing up then, when we hear that people are traveling, we hear that somebody's going to school in the UK. We have real students, young students who travel to study. And when they are done, they come back. Or they settle there, marry, and then settle there. That's what we usually used to have. But now, you see a full family man who has worked here for a very long time, deciding to go and study, and probably the wife gets a job. And then they move because there's a flight issue ongoing in our country. So we move the whole family, lift everybody, bring relatives, bring helps, and all that, and we go to that country and we stay. So the UK is now seeing, they've gotten... It's a plan. Everything is done deliberately. They've gotten the quota that they want. They've gotten the money that they've realized the money that they want. And now it's time to say, okay, these people are now becoming too much. Can we put a stop to it? So this is an excuse to reduce the visas or take it away because they've gotten what they want. And can you blame them?
It's their country.
We not blame them.
It's their country now. Not me bring policy. Let me go remove the policy.
Getting there. It's their country. Fine. Why are you rushing to come here? If your country is good, you stay there. So I opened my doors before. Now you people are full. My parlor is full. Oh yeah, come and be going home. The rest people that are outside. You want to beat me for it? It's my country. So when I read this, I was upset because I don't like insults. This is a subtle way of insulting a full country. I remember back in the days when my mom used to travel, said, if you pay for visa and you don't get the visa, they refund you your money.
They're not the refund money again. No, you never...
This is a policy that the government should have continued.
You pay for
Do you know how many people you see in the American embassy all the time? They don't give you visa, they don't return your money. Everything goes. So if the government sits down and gives us a sense of integrity in their negotiations and say, okay, if these people are not going, please, can you give them a form of refund so that they, even if it's 50%, you are not coming to our country, make so much money and run away. And then we go there, and when you don't belefu, you not treat us anyhow. So the government should, in shame, review this. But please make this environment conducive for us so that we don't want to go. We don't want to go. I've seen people who have gone there who are lamenting.
But there are people there who are extremely successful. I mean, thank God I mean, see, I was talking to somebody in the UK and he was saying, well, one of the things that makes him so proud, because he's a high-level executive in the UK, he says, in meetings where he enters, where there are top executives, where maybe they're having negotiations with several companies, like he says about 40 or 50% of them are Nigerians. And it makes him proud. So there are Nigerians who are doing fabulous. We know. And the Nigerians, the crop of Nigerians that are going to America and UK today are not the ordinary ones. Yes. They are educated, skilled level, who are smart. So they're not taking advantage as you seem so.
But they are insulting them now.
But they are saying that. No, they're not insulting. They are not insulting. They are saying.
Have to tell you for you to know that this is an insult.
No, it's not an insult.
The typical African man.
It is not an insult.
It's an insult. I take it.
It is my house. You just analyze it. Him, I'll come to you. You analyze it now. Let me say, everybody, I need skilled labor. Now you have come, and I'm saying that you cannot bring your entire family, your entire village.
May I leave my pikin for Nigeria?
Leave her for Nigeria. Leave her.
No.
See, you're making me speak English, pidgin. You're making me speak pidgin.
This matter, we go talk for the way our people go.
I beg.
Understand them, yes.
See,
I agree.
Morayo, you see that not being taken advantage of. The skilled professionals, when we use Nigerian money train, that went there.
Go there.
That's a
working 48 hours,
24 hours.
Every day.
We'll take that after the break.
Yes,
that's a new...
UK, now what does this talk we go talk about?
That's no. Thanks for staying with us. So we have a caller, Richard from Enugu. Good morning, Richard. Are you there?
Hello, good morning, Mariah. Good morning, ladies.
Go ahead,
Good morning.
Thank you very much. All right. So very quickly, you see, these policies they are bringing up right now that they are considering is a making.
Richard? We can't hear you, Richard.
These people actually work. They pay taxes. They have their papers, and they even pay health surcharge. You know, per dependent. So they have met they meet all the requirements. Just like every other person. As a matter of fact, they even pay more than the UK citizens. Even in education, foreign students pay, I think, twice or even in some cases 3 times more than their citizens. So they are contributing positively to the economy of the UK. They pay taxes. So they are not just idle citizens. So they are contributing positively. So I don't see what is wrong in bringing your dependents. The UK people are also in other places too.
They don't tire.
Richard, God will bless you. The UK is not doing anybody any Father Christmas. They're not doing anybody any favors. They're no Father Christmas. For every of these policies, monies are put at it.
Of course.
£15,000, 10,000 pounds, you know, processes. Each of these processes, Nigerians will meet the financial commitments, and then you turn around the policy. Are you saying that, okay, because there are a few criminal elements, if we go inside British prison, only Nigerians will go see food there? Please. These things, we cannot just be seeing them just like that. Put names and figures to it and let us understand exactly what you're saying. If you come to an average Nigerian family here, you cannot see one child. And on this table, it's only YK that has one child. So if they say, they come now, they will not say only YK because now only she, I have more children than YK. We are Africans. We have more children.
Then stay your country now. Did they force you?
Wait now. You do the analysis now. We they come there. We will still talk about it.
We never did that.
I will not join you on this table to talk to Nigerians. So we are going to talk to Nigerians. It's a different talk. But you cannot tell us that when you check Chinese, you check India, Nigeria is over. We're waiting. You don't see us with our battalion before you tell us to come. And we did not pay. Did you smuggle in any child? We did not smuggle in any child.
So I agree with you.
But they have belly food.
And I don't belly food. But be careful with this policy. When you talk about it, about public infrastructure like that, it starts a mental problem with you, your people against the people.
Can I highlight this part a little?
Good morning, are you there? Hello, Olariwaju, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Yes. Let me tell you the reality, what's going on.
Okay, sir.
You know, in school, you know, when people come from Nigeria, okay, they come with their children because they are allowed to come with their children. Maybe 2 or 3 children, they come with them. When they come here, the children will be in the school. They are looking at the school. The capacity in that school is overwhelming. They cannot cope in the school anymore. To take new people into the school. Then into the health sector, the NHS. You know, most people come with different things. When they come here, they tell them, they realize, oh, they got this, they got, and that is weighing on the NHS as well. They look at this, that, oh, where this coming from? Oh, these people just coming from Nigeria. You know, that's one of the facts things, but they won't tell you that's what is going on. And secondly, remember that long time ago in this country, when people are looking for paper, if the wife is here, maybe the husband is in Nigeria, or both of them are here, they don't have the paper. When the wife conceives and want to have a baby, then they will use that baby, they will use someone that have paper, use that name for that child to have paper. And they discover all these things, this country, they discover all these things, and they look at this, that, oh, this is going on. As what the Elijah is saying as well, truly, that Pakistani, they are here. In the airport, I work in the airport, it's like half of them, they are in the airport. Immigration, they are in the control. They are there always, but with the Nigeria, I think there's a lot of things that we need to do and do it.
I have a few messages. I have a few messages here. So Chichi Unscripted, she stays abroad, says, Nima, the schools are full. The sons of the soil are complaining to their government. RD says, Nigeria come and think life is easier, but you have to face policy and procedures. Some come with their relatives as dependents. Chimeze says they are overwhelming the schools and the NHS.
So you see, that's the reality. So the
Yes.
point is, so I come to you, so our government, just like here we complain here, they sit in parliament or they sit in the National Assembly.
And they review.
They make laws because they feel, oh, it's revenue for the country. They're thinking, how do I make revenue?
Yeah.
Now, these laws, the effects of these laws on the people, on the ground,
These are the guys in the system saying, I go to the hospital and I'm seeing that there's so many immigrants. Before
it takes me 20 minutes to see a doctor.
Now
It takes me
93
3 hours
hours.
because I have to wait in line because there are lots of people seeing. So
what's happening?
So those in the parliament have made a law, obviously, for revenue for their nation. But the British citizens, obviously, because they also have access to their own lawmakers, their own mayors. Okay, mayor, what's going on?
Our schools, before we used to have one teacher to X amount of children. Now, we have so many people.
Full. So it is a legitimate observation, it's a legitimate complaint. And it's also understanding where the government is saying, maybe we should do a restriction.
Yeah.
But as they are doing that within their own system, what do we tell ourselves as a people?
Before
do we restrain ourselves? Do we stop, or do we go back to what you said, that fix this country?
we need to fix this
Fix
country.
Nigeria so our people stop living the
So we
country.
need to fix the country, and it's something that we always talk about here every day. However, when you are communicating, if you're clear in your head that you don't want to cause a form of chaos anyhow, you're very careful in how you put out your messages, because you are the one who is encoding a message. Different people will decode it however it suits them for whatever intentions that they pick out of what you have said. So when a government now comes out, like what Nima was saying, and I want us to really talk about it, now comes out and says, this and this and this is the reason why you people are not getting this infrastructure. You are putting something in their minds, and it's going to reflect on how they react to the next Nigerian that they see. So the government shouldn't have come out to say, we are thinking of this because you people are now coming so much, blah, 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 blah. So there's a way you change that. You can even restrict. How many times do you apply for visas that you don't get? No, hold on, Seth. How many times do you apply for visas that you don't get? You can even just silently not give visas anymore. You go and apply, you don't get it. You go and apply, you don't get it. You chill. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But you coming out to put that out there, we understand the minds of human beings who are already feeling these foreigners are coming to benefit from where they have not worked.
Igbos are not like us.
No. They know what they are doing.
Igbos are not like us. There's a way that you can do it where you just stop being given visas. No, but you don't owe anybody any explanations.
Yeah.
You do it within yourself.
Yeah.
They're transparent enough to tell you exactly why.
That's what we think.
This is the reason.
Mariah, they're not transparent enough, because if you are transparent enough, let me tell you how it will happen. You will tell us the revenue you have generated.
Thank you.
You will tell us how the economy of UK, hold on now, has benefited. No, listen now, show me you define transparency. How the Nigerians that you have been using to work have benefited your economy, what you are getting from the visas, what you are getting from the school, what you are getting from blah, 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 blah. However, our systems are now overwhelmed, and we want to do a restriction. So there's something wrong about one-sided story, and that's what we have here. That's what we have.
So you don't
here.
come my side.
I know your side before.
Thank you,
now.
my sister. God will bless you.
I just did.
See, repairing this country is not a matter of a question.
We need it.
Our government sitting up is not a matter of a question, but the way we will be treated outside this country is also not a matter of a question. They must treat us right.
So about 5.2 billion euros.
Oh.
So the Google is
No,
here.
they should tell us. That's one.
But Google are their parliament member. Wait, Google are parliament member. I thought you said they were not like us.
No.
Google is parliament.
Please don't get me wrong. Was that you know how you say just deny them visa, just don't pay them comment
Instead of this comment.
No, you tell them exactly we are observing.
Now comment with the address.
Now comment.
Therefore, we are restricting. We may have to restrict because they're telling us why. Because when you get a visa, no, they tell you why they denied you. Nigerian because embassy will not tell you. You are denied. You are denied. Bye bye. Wait. Are you okay? We give you the right paper. You are denied because ABC happened. They'll tell you the reason.
Morayo, you see, in that reason, imagine that we read this morning in the paper that just for this policy from Nigeria alone, we generated 5.2 billion euros.
That's all it be.
From Nigeria alone on this policy.
So
but right now, we did not now use the money to expand hospitals. Or we didn't use the money as British. We diverted the money for something else. But right now, our facilities are overwhelmed. We are going to have to stop Nigerians. An average British will appreciate a Nigerian for coming.
Yes. It's the mindset on their people.
You know,
because
but
we
take
are
it one hand
living
and
with their
talk
people
story
there.
with another hand.
Yes.
Talk what you talk.
Yes.
Come and be telling us that this one, that one. Are you?
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter. And before the break, Nima brought in an angle that there was actually a report by BBC saying that
Doctors were overworked.
Many doctors have been overworked, have been exploited, probably not getting as much pay as expected. And these are some of the conditions Nigerian doctors find themselves in. Now, focusing on the UK because that's what the report is about. I know you're going to address that earlier. Go ahead.
So, and they're being exploited. Also, as Nigerians are moving, no Nigerian will not see a welcoming policy before they go. When you issue out a welcoming policy, ensure that you have it all thought through. If, for instance, you don't want people to come, don't start a policy and not have a limit to it. When people have come in, if you claim that they are not law-abiding, face the people who are not law-abiding, because that cannot also be generalized. The issue is that in Africa here, when an expatriate comes in, a foreigner comes in and as an expatriate or a worker, we give them, once they conform with their laws, they have all freedom to work. Why shouldn't the same be released for Nigerians? If you say your facilities are overwhelmed, what was your limit? The same thing happened to the US, where they started this US visa lottery. Nigerians bought the big dream of the glorious US. And suddenly they stopped it and made Nigerians apply for visa. But who is refunding monies for applications? For visas turned down, visas not given, cancelled meetings, missed. There's no refund policy. In fact, all African countries should start sitting up and looking at how our people are called cheap labor. Because when labor is freely available, it is cheap, trust me. And when it is cheap, it can be exploited anywhere in the world and abused. And that is what we're presently experiencing in the countries that...
So when expatriates come here, we revere them and give them a free hand because we don't like ourselves. It's not anybody's fault. Those people there prioritize themselves before any foreigner. We need to let that settle. They prioritize themselves. And if they feel that this is now becoming a burden to our people, they have a choice to say, we're done. You can make all the plans of your open door policy and can change your mind later. That's why a sovereign nation. We remember when Nigeria here was saying Ghana must go, Ghana must go. That bag, you remember that bag? Not meaning that we used to clear them because we felt they had come in, they had taken all the jobs, they had saturated everywhere. We are a sovereign country. We took that. So why are we blaming UK for changing their mind?
Exactly my point. So my point is that if they now say they don't want to restrict, we shouldn't be...
We shouldn't quarrel about it.
Just carry and go. Those who have gone there, I got a message saying that she's successful in the UK. She's never been so happy. She her job. She moved in with her husband last year into the UK, and he's got a job in a university as a professor. She's working as a professional in a security company, and they said they've never been so happy. So there are Nigerians who are exceedingly successful in Nigeria, and they're happy. So let's not look as if they go there and they go and suffer.
Not all of them. Some suffer. Some do well.
Maybe those in the medical field.
You see, I would like us to take an audit of the people who are doing well. What is the living condition? What is the work condition?
Not be plenty.
Make we take up. And so you see, data is what helps the UK.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they did not get their data right. If you do a policy for Indians and Chinese to come, in China now one Peking that they born.
Yeah, especially don't write.
In Nigeria, we cannot be born in one child.
India has multiple children. What are you talking about?
They have a more extended family.
If India have multiple children, how come, based on this UK analysis, how come they have only small children coming in?
Yes, because they say, let me tell you what is happening there, Nima.
They leave some for us.
No. When you are going to study, you go and study, and when you are done, you go back home. Whatever money you make, you send home. So they don't carry the whole extent. They have extended family members. They don't carry the whole of them to study. That's what happened.
No, say that about
the statistics now.
Say that about the US. Don't say that about the UK. In the UK, in fact, the mayor of London is a Pakistani. Tell me another thing. When they come there, they settle there. They become second generation British. Don't tell me.
Everything we are saying here is just based on opinion.
Yes, so of course, personal.
Some are based on fact.
She's the liar here now.
You know one year truth. I know they go at any time.
The point I'm trying to make, the point that we're clear.
Okay.
We are talking based on our observation
opinions,
and our personal opinions.
And
so the facts could be definitely different.
It's possible.
We have the real facts of how many Nigerians are percentage are doing very well, how many are struggling. We'll have
Nima will present that to us.
We'll get those facts. But the real crux of our conversation are twofold. First, UK is saying they're going to restrict Nigerians who are coming in because the numbers that are coming in with dependents. That's an issue. Secondly, BBC is also saying that those Nigerians who are coming in on the medical grounds
are being exploited.
Those are the two things, and the conversation is how do we change? Those are the facts that we have based on the reports that we have. So how do we change that? Do we tell our people to stop taking dependents, one, or do we tell our people to stay and not relocate as medical personnel? They shouldn't relocate because if you go there, you might get a bit more money, but you'll be working 48 hours in a day. You know?
So let's start with telling the government and leadership to restore our dignity. They should start from there. They should restore our dignity in such a way that you as a leader should put your resources here, do your businesses here, carry out your healthcare here. There was a major surgery that my father-in-law carried out during the COVID-19. We did it here. That doctor was amazing. It was a spine surgery to an old man. We did it here. It was successful. It cost money, but we had to do it here. We have good hands here. Can you make their lives better so that people are not thinking of going to become second-class citizens somewhere that they don't value them because you are messing us up here? When people study there and come back, we always look at them in a certain way as if they are better brained than we are. We have people doing amazing here. We have solution providers here. Can the government put our resources here? Their healthcare, their students' schooling, everything should be done here. Can we make this place conducive for our people? It's annoying.
Ade from London. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, please. I think BC deserves an award from our president.
Thank you.
I really love what she's saying. Morayo, you can invite the consular to your studio to ask questions from the consular. You see, those Nigerians coming here, they are not coming for free house or anything. They are coming with their money to spend in this country. The immigration in Nigeria, they don't have final say. Whatever they say in Nigeria is not the final. You can go to court here. It's a democracy. And besides, you can't compare India with Nigeria. India occupies top most of the position in UK. Go to immigration, it's India. Go to anywhere, it's India. So they can't be comparing India with Nigeria. Nigeria are just here to work and go back home. So India are staying here. There's no place like home. So Nigeria is still better. It's because of what is happening in Nigeria that is causing all these issues. Nobody wants to stay in the UK permanently. Me, I want to come home and relax and stay at home. But because of security and other medical things, you can't access medical easily. That's the problem. Many Nigerians love to come back home. We don't want to stay here forever. So, BC, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
So I like that. I like that it's established the fact that, even in their offices, you find foreigners, Indians. I know that some of the universities are headed by Indians, and when they come around here, they are called British because they're second-generation Indians. Nobody comes to the UK, not just anybody, and just goes back. Some of them might stay, and it's not only Nigerians who stay. So they should stop this. See, my own is the abuse. For me, you can run your country the way you like. Stop the policies that you started, but don't start a hate. Don't let people say, oh, I'm trying to access it. I don't get access.
We have not to discuss hate here.
They reach. I'm telling you, let's not joke about the end. That's the end result of this kind of...
It's a subtle message.
Government should be careful.
We are going to decode it. I want
us to just focus on the report. I don't want us to start deducing all these things. Yes, we know it happens. Racism is rife across the world, not just in the UK. But it's not the...
But can we talk about the message and how people will receive the message? It's part of it.
How people will receive the message?
Because I received the message. If I was there, I will receive the message.
And you will not tell your citizens how much you made.
I will not be able to access facilities, and I hear foreigners are taking it over. I will be upset. These are my resources.
What you have made. You didn't tell people that Nigerians sold their houses to come there.
Good morning. Are you there? Hello.
Not free.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead, please.
Good morning. Yes, okay. My name is Buhari. I'm a lecturer in the UK University. I'm calling you from London, and I once worked as an immigration lawyer. Now, one of the things, I've been following your conversation, and there are some gaps in the discourse. I know you said a few minutes ago that everybody has his opinion. The first thing is that when people migrate to the UK,
under the law, if they have a family, they are allowed to bring their.
Oh, you gotta call that.
No, yeah.
An immigration lawyer will really need to
Oh,
talk to
We need to understand.
Yeah, he has to
This
call
is
back.
government on
them.
social media.
Okay.
So, you and your environment says, thanks, ladies. Kudos. I love your analytical prowess. Oluwaseun says, in Nigeria, we pay expatriates more than we pay our own. And even the expatriates are so dull that it's the Nigerian guys that will still do the job. We need to be patriotic.
Let me take this one.
Okay, go ahead.
Immaculate Boy says, every country is sovereign and can make policy and change without recourse to anyone. Nigeria can exploit laws even in our country. Talking to me, he said, Nigerians are just a badly behaved bunch of people. Have we respected our laws ourselves? And I would say this, even that is a generalization. You cannot rub me with that same brush.
Generalize though.
No.
Generalize before
Generalize how?
saying that
It will breed racism.
That was a generalization. I've told you over the time, over the years, when you check policies of abuses of racism and xenophobia, you find government policies blaming the immigrants for coming in and overwhelming their facility.
When
I
you
have said this
collected their money.
I am not generalizing. And I'm coming back. Even in Dubai, you want to say that Nigerians... Did all Nigerians join together to carry out those crimes?
Of course not.
Do those
when
countries
the
that
majority
called
don't.
sovereign not have a criminal law system? Is anybody stopping them? Has Nigeria ever interfered in any criminal judicial process in any country? No. I know NICOM even issued a statement to say countries are sovereign and their criminal systems are sovereign.
Yeah.
So use your criminal system to address everyone.
But they don't tire now.
A country can say, listen, my own system, we're not used to these kind of crimes of cultism.
Exactly.
Now, petty TV, petty
but
here,
then that's
shoplifting
how you
here.
arrive.
These are the kind of crimes that we do here. You now come with your cultism, where they're carrying cutlasses across
You
the
come.
country.
Mura, wait now. You come as in Nigerians. Now all of us
Nigeria,
now
I
are
didn't generalize. I'm saying the videos we saw of some Nigerian elements.
See,
who are
what?
carrying cutlasses
You're helping
across.
me. You're helping me. If a foreign country decision maker decides to see it that way and say, oh, all these Nigerians, that's an abuse. Ordinarily, before you
But that's how nobody said that.
So you cannot use that same excuse as a great reason to displace every Nigerian community.
I'm saying that
already law-abiding Nigerians existing.
I'm saying the same energy that we're using to say this. We should talk to ourselves.
Yes.
Why do some of us also
This is talking to
we
us
pretend
now. I
as
disagree
if
with
No,
you.
no, no, no. Yeah.
This is talking
we're all just law abiding. No, we're not all law abiding.
Yeah.
The same way across all countries, there are many countries that have criminal elements.
This is
So
talking
I'm
to our
saying-
government
I'm
here.
saying that
I have even spoken to the AU here. I've said
I'm
African
talking about Nigerians.
I
I'm
will-
talking to Nigerians.
Okay, you are talking to Nigeria, but me, I'm talking to them.
I'm
asking
asking
them.
We don't share them.
Out of every
Let me
other
talk-
Nigerian you see, is all of them 100 of them criminal?
Let me talk to
Why
Boss.
will you wrap us with the same brush?
Good morning. They're not rubbing us with the same brush.
Enforce your
Yeah.
criminal
If they
law,
had,
we'll be
Nima,
fine.
all of them would have come home by now. All these UK people, they would have been home today. All of them.
More than
would have been in
50,000
Nigeria.
euros.
You do it. Please,
50,000 pounds. You go give me back my
Boss,
money.
they all come home now.
They should return the
If they
money.
wanted to.
They cannot make
all
money
the
and then
Nigerian
turn. Then they are
immigrants-
fraudsters. Then they are what our ancestors called them.
Please,
Thieves.
we need cold water here, please.
Let me take Boss.
Don't be then come here, come pack our artifacts.
That's your issue.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing, Morayo. So you can't start a policy that is paid for and then turn it around.
No, they don't tire.
No, you cannot.
You cannot be tired.
You not fit tire. Tire how?
Hello? Hello?
Hey, Boss, sorry for keeping you.
Hello?
Hello.
Where are you, Boss? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling from the UK.
Welcome.
Now, thanks, ladies, for your wonderful work.
Thank you.
I just want to confuse about the policies that the UK government are giving to Nigeria. I came to the UK by married to a white man, miraculously. But what I want to say is that we had a friend that came to the UK just before COVID, and then the wife came here for study, and the husband was hustling. But what I want to say is that the thing about UK is that even though we came here and we are hustling and we make it, the thing is there's always opportunities. As long as you're ready to work hard, you will make it, you know. And I don't think people come here and they get cheap job or, you know, they just do, you know, the leftover job. There are people here that, you know, that they are white people that didn't study. that, you know, you see them working TSP and all that kind of job. But in Nigeria, if we have that kind of job, you know the amount of price you will go through before you even, you know, get the amount of money you get here.
It's our currency now.
I mean, so I would say, whatever, you know, the opportunity that they give us here is still much better than what we have in Africa.
Thank you very much, Bosse.
You know,
so I think that in a nutshell, thank you, Bosse. In a nutshell, the truth is that there are opportunities, and these governments have embraced a lot of immigrants, and there are systems that are helping immigrants to be successful. So let us. I don't want to make it look like, oh, they are the problem. Not all the time.
No.
Sometimes they
Are
could
we
be
the problem?
We are also
We
part
are
of the
the
problem.
problem, yes.
We are part of the problem. Don't say they. They made policies to invite you.
Yeah.
Many of our people have gone there
You go
and
there
they're
and you
successful.
abuse it.
Some of them are successful and doing extremely well. It is those
Then others
it's
go there and
the
abuse it.
successful ones that tell them, please, foreign investment to come and invest in Africa.
hold on,
Because
Nima,
I know some people who are working in high companies like Google.
Yeah.
They are the ones that are soliciting and lobbying for international investment, working with the federal government.
Yes.
Is it federal
So
government?
bring it here.
They bring it here
Yeah.
because they are successful.
Yeah.
So let us not make it look as if they're the problem. Some of our people to go there and they break the laws.
Yes. So the thing
Let's
is,
talk to ourselves
Mariah,
too.
the thing is 50-50.
Yeah.
So I was in Dubai recently, and I saw some places where you will see no Nigerians allowed. The person who took us out to buy things and, you know, show us the way around and everything was sacked from a job because this cultism thing was now so rampant in the country, and they just wanted Nigerians out of their system.
Imagine.
There are no jobs now for
That's
Nigerians
racism.
in Dubai.
Blatant racism.
Exactly. That's what is happening. But the people are refusing to even come home, because the question is, what do we come home to? Where do we start from? We left our country a few years ago to come here to hustle and do some jobs, and, you know, and they were doing well at the time. But now we went there, the same Nigerians, and abused it. It doesn't mean that all Nigerians are bad. Yeah. But when the majority starts tainting the name of the country, or even minority. Let me tell you, when you are in your country and you are messing up, it can be covered. We have good people who are working, we have bad eggs. But when you go outside, even if it's one bad egg, it will be exposed because you are not an indigenous of that place. So you should double respect yourself when you go out.
This is not. I hope I don't forget what I mean.
Don't forget.
I don't write. Right? I don't write. I think. You know, I don't. There's no point.
If you come back, we'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. Let's take a few comments on social. People are trying to reach us in UK. I have,
Andrew
but
says,
unfortunately,
I'm enjoying this topic. And he says, well done to myself and business. He said, I have succeeded in the UK, but I don't feel Nigerians are overwhelming the NHS and other facilities.
While I was saying that, I'd like us to please scroll the numbers. People are still asking for the numbers: 08127053687, 09139076948. Please tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your TVC so you can read your tweet. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, he says, you can't think of everything. Countries review legislations as new situations and problems arise. Not that this is a post in support of or against the motion you're discussing. No. So he's also saying that they are legitimate sovereign countries with their own laws and policies. Immaculate Boy says every country is sovereign and can make policy and change without recourse to anyone's. Nigerians can exploit laws even in our own country. Nobody is saying that the British government should not, as a government, run their country. But if your policy at some point is responding to maybe labor and you're inviting people to come, and then later you say, no, they've taken up all the jobs, like what happened in South Africa, and now our own people don't have jobs. Why was there that lacuna in the beginning for you to issue a policy for people who are willing to work to come? So you have to issue laws and policies that continue to protect the people you have invited. Don't expose them to other grievous things. We've seen videos of xenophobia. We've seen racism happening across Britain. I've seen a video of a Nigerian being shouted at in the bus, go back to your country, as if he came, there was no room for him to come.
Are you there?
Not sliding.
Hello, Tubas, are you there? Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
Obiatulu and Nima. Yeah.
Morning.
It's a very passionate topic you're talking about this morning. I think some of the opinions that maybe Obiatulu shared was kind of subjective. Like what you said, I think we should go on facts rather than subjective. Because why I'm saying this is that, one, regarding pay, UK doesn't discriminate about any pay. If you come to this country, I think the minimum wage now, I think about 550. So, and that is the least anybody will get. And even for the citizen of somebody who is born here, if you are age 16, you get less. They pay you less. So the country doesn't discriminate about it at all. That is part of it. So then another thing I want to say is that UK is very kind of generous. So issues visa to people to come to the country. So, but however, even we in Nigeria, sometimes I don't understand what we really want. What I'm saying is because a month ago, a friend from Nigeria called me and said, oh, you want to come use this kind of family visa, student visa to come. And he was asking if there's a lot of Nigeria already in UK. And you know, we are the problem of ourselves. Because UK gives visa to people, even from Nigeria, I'm not happy that there are so many Nigerians are coming. Plan for me that I'm here, I'm a British citizen. I came here when I got married. You know? If they open their gates for anybody, I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
You know?
So I get that, Tubosun. Thank you very much for sharing your comments, because as we sometimes criticize even the foreign government, we forget that we are also serious beneficiaries of their system. Because I said it the other time, I think I shared the story, where there are lots of American doctors that they hate the fact that Nigerians pay so little for medical school. They have to go to school and pay all their entire life. They're paying student loan. Yeah. They're returning back to the system. But you Nigerian, you go to medical school, you come back, do one exam, you pass, and then you're earning 6 figures just like they are. And you're so successful, and they are there, still from there, because they see Nigerian doctors. You have big houses, beautiful cars, and wondering, you see, it's not the same salary. They're not paying back any student loans. And we are like one of the sole beneficiaries of this system. Yeah. But we're not telling them to review that policy, because it's with us. And people are coming, taking their money, taxes that we didn't pay to student loan. So we don't have to pay anything back. Our fathers did not work in that country to pay taxes.
Tax to build the country.
To build. We just come there, show up. I'm a doctor. No, they didn't invite you. Now you go.
But they built with our resources.
So the point is, their policies benefit us. Let's not pretend as if it doesn't. They're not always the problem. We are also part of the problem. Yeah. Not all the problem, but we also have a huge responsibility to ensure that we don't overstretch or overuse the opportunities.
So everybody has to take responsibility.
As on all sides.
When you are inside the house and your mouth is smelling, and your family members are telling you your mouth is smelling, you won't listen. When an outsider tells you your mouth is smelling, it's a disgrace to the family. That's what is happening. So if we have bad eggs here, we find a way to manage ourselves and try and support all those government agencies that are working to eliminate the criminal elements amongst us. It's within us. We're supporting now. We talk about NDLEA here all the time. No, I'm just saying, Nigerians, the general Nigeria, I'm talking about it. But when you travel to another man's country, it is respectful that you take double responsibility. It's respectful that you maintain your name, because you are no longer in your fatherland. You're no longer in your motherland. You have left your comfort zone to another man's country. So if you were stealing here, you cannot go outside and steal. That's where the problem is. So we need to talk to ourselves. We need to take responsibility. And I still stand with the fact that the government can review their policies anyhow. What we need is our governments to do our policies in such a way that it will not be attractive to travel outside.
Yes. And to attract people to come back home.
Come here.
And the one is that, listen, you can't stop them from going, but you can bring them back
home.
And how do you bring them back? Security, education, and health.
And even get foreigners to come here. When I was young, foreigners used to come and live here.
Security, health, and education. Let's take
I don't have to say. Oluwambelaye says, after they have collected money finished, they are now crying. The British are funny. When they are collecting money, so they don't know that there will be consequence. Olusegun says, well, it's simple. They are not saying students should not come. All they are saying, trying to do is reduce dependence. Last, dependence will reduce. And Andrew says, I'm liking how BC and Nima are on this topic. I think that the Oba of Benin should give us awards.
Let me take Ambassador Ayo Olukani's comment. He said that as a former career diplomat for 35 years, who served in Brussels, New York, Tel Aviv, and Vienna, and former High Commissioner to Australia, I know and I understand why and how countries regularly review their immigration laws. UK has a right to review its immigration laws. Like you said, the solution is to fix this country to reduce the desperation to scamper out of the country. Indians fixed and repositioned their country, and there was an outflow of Indians, especially from Silicon Valley, back home.
Well,
So that's what I'm saying. That we need to attract them back.
Back
No, we
home.
can't stop them.
I
from
agree,
They can come
but
back.
this message captures this issue. Feyi Olawoye says Chinese are mostly one-child family, while Nigerians are mostly 3 to 4 children family. You can't have people leaving their family behind. It's not good for the UK, for the family institution, which is why the UK encourage people to come with their families. You can't be paying rent in the UK and also paying rent and living allowances if you leave your family behind in Nigeria. Also, family support system is important. Finally, make no mistakes, UK makes tons of money on immigration, so it's not like they are losing in any way. Finally, immigrants, dependents that move here come to work and support their spouse, family, and thereby paying taxes and contribute to the system overall. International student fees is not beans. Close to 15,000 15,000 pounds in tuition fees alone, and they are only allowed to work 20 hours a week. It is the spouse dependent that will work more hours to support the family. And she's even begging that we read the comments. See, this one
We have to wrap
explains
up.
it.
But I think
Let's
in
hear
a
what
nutshell,
Nigerian
really,
government will
in
say.
summary, the truth is that if we look at it 360, everybody has a role to play.
Yeah.
Our Nigerian government mostly have a role to play.
They do.
To stop us and to encourage Nigerians to
Stay behind.
And just like you said something very, very crucial, you said, help us restore our dignity.
Yeah.
That's really
Important.
what it is.
Very important.
And how do you restore your dignity? By not traveling abroad for your own medicals. When you have a whole president traveling abroad for medicals,
What do you
that
expect?
reduces the dignity of a Nigerian. Those little things that our politicians and our leaders do, that they think they're doing it for their own personal interest, but in fact, it has a ripple effect on us, the people.
the people,
So
yeah.
that is key. Our people who are living abroad, those who are doing well, kudos to you and continue to do well. Those who are not doing so well,
Please change your ways.
change your ways and go by the laws. And to the government, Nima has a word for you. Go ahead.
It's our dignity.
To the no, not our government. Not our
Oh, okay.
government.
So their government,
Now
yes.
you dey
Hey,
talk.
no,
Give them.
talk well. Talk well. Talk what you have benefited before you talk about what is paying you. We're not saying something is not paying you, but you cannot make that amount of money.
Balance the
and not
conversation.
disclose that.
On
and
that
not
note,
disclose.
thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.